Radical Highway is Shadow's first mission, and thus it'll mostly be kind of similar to Cityscape, but not really. A little harder. It's pretty much the dark version for Cityscape because you're running from the police. Go figure. Anyway. So, it's pretty basic layout for levels. You usually want to light speed dash there so you can get an enemy, and I like trying to do this with the beetle, like every time, because I just feel like it. Spin dashing right when you're going down slopes is usually a pretty good idea. If you do a quick charge up, it helps save some time. And you can skip this if you time a spin dash just right, but this first mission is me going through pretty much the intended way. But sometimes I wasn't ready for it to happen because I thought I was going to miss, and sometimes it does miss, even if you're doing it correctly. There's a little secret spring right here if you have the flame rings, and you get a little bubble right there if you can aim yourself. On this section of the bridge, there's two paths. You want to take the higher one because it's a lot faster, and it'll provide some points. Unfortunately, well, I did say intended, but I don't want to wait for that beetle. So you can just spin dash around them. The gold beetle's right there. And you can trick off the ramp here. You can trick off the ramp there for some points. There's a ramp here you can get 200 points off of. And you pretty much have to time your little flips here. So, otherwise it'll take a lot longer. Mostly this level is just hold forward and don't die. At least a good portion of it is. Little enemy will spawn right in front of the gold ring, but it's not really a big deal.
Ultimate victory.
Hidden rings isn't too difficult, though I did try a few times to get under a minute. Pretty much, as long as you don't miss any huge swaths of rings, you should be fine. Nice speed dash here to destroy the enemies so you can spawn. And if you want to, you can just go and get the back guy. Sometimes it ends up being faster, sometimes not. It depends on if you get the first beetle right away. And after this spring section, you should have all the rings. If you hit your original rings, you should have them all. But, you know, dash across these beetles, and the 10 ring will get you there.
Ultimate victory.
Lost Child found around halfway through the level, so once we get to the golden beetle, it'll be different than the first mission. But until then, pretty much go through this as if you're doing the first mission, but just ignore enemies if you want to. Just try to get fast. Not a super tight time limit, but it's not super lenient either. After you go through the spring area, there's actually this little skip you can do. So you can just spin dash over to the beetles and fairly blindly do the section. Unfortunately, I got hit by the explosion right as it was despawning, so that's it too. And this game can be janky sometimes. Still. So you're going to want to go forward as fast as you can if you don't want the funny. If you do, just fall forward normally and spin dash. So now we're going to want to jump off the top. We want to go to the top path, pretty much. Get the gun robot so he doesn't murder you to death. And if you want to ignore the beetle, you can either go on the rail or you can just time it right. So after we hit the gold beetle, we don't have to hit it, but it's good to make sure you're on it correctly. You want to go backwards. And here, you can either spin dash directly to Chow or use Mystic Melody in order to get to Chow. You could probably spin dash jump over. Pretty sure you can.
Here we go. Ultimate victory.
This is a very, very tight mission. You leave no room for any margin of error. So you want to make sure that you're going top speed as much as you can. Do not stop for anything. Practice this level a few times. Make sure you consistently get under the 3-minute mark, else you're going to go through a couple dozen lives. Lightspeed dash will help you just shoot at enemy quicker, and we want to get the beetle, and we want to time that well. Pretty much anything that can save you time, do it, and make sure you know how to do it before you do it. I missed the speed ups there, but I was going fast enough, it didn't really matter. So we want to just go as fast as we can. Jumping over any, mercs. I usually give it a spin and 2 on the tricks, but if you think you can probably do that on the first one. I got a 20 ring for some insurance purposes, but point insurance at least. And we have to take the top path. The bottom path is way too slow. If the electric bubble comes up just as you reach the top, go around. Don't wait for it. You can use the side one if you hit too far. A light speed dash will help you time it, and you can do a trick jump for an extra 1,000 points, which you need. Pretty much just don't stop to take care of extra enemies on the way, only take care of what you have to. And you have to do the top routes, the fast routes, as much as you can. A light speed dash will give you a little bit of speed as well. So if you can time it correctly, that's good for saving time as well. And it was very close. This was very close. Oh boy.
Ultimate victory.
Hard mode compared to the 4th mission actually isn't too bad. Besides the, crap ton of enemies, but it's not too bad. It's actually relatively easy A-rank this one, as long as you are mindful of where you are and where the enemies are. So you're gonna have to use the beetles to get up. And again, like speed dashing the enemy, so that's cool. Now I go right to the shield bot, the shield hunter, so I don't have to deal with the gun beetle. And I was not expecting the speed pad there. So I accidentally did it. There's one spring for 3 springs there, and there's no green bubble, so you're getting that green bubble. Here I just went under because I didn't wanna take my chances. And other than that, it's different, but it's not too horribly different. Like there, you can't get back up after you, if you miss, but you can still get up there. There's a little guy right there you need to kill. There's no bubble. There's invincibility here rather than a 20. And it's kind of useless, honestly. You don't end up running into a lot of enemies, but the double points is nice. Sometimes it does swing you too far. The tricks do swing you too far sometimes. And for Shadow, the difference between Shadow and Sonic, you don't have to worry about missing because, well, you can't. You can't bounce instead of lightspeed dashing. So it doesn't give you the option. You can ignore the bots here if you want. Now there is something time sensitive coming up. You have to have good reaction time, or halfway decent reaction time. And here, you need to get the gold beetle so you don't have to do a spin dash jump. I just did spin dash. I just somersaulted to take care of him there because I didn't want to really get hit. Depending on how fast you're going, that trick could probably launch you off the stage, so you don't need it, but it's there. Again, taking your time here is very much something you want to do sometimes. And there's a few enemies here. I landed before taking care of the mono beetle because
Here we go.
didn't want to take any chances.
Ultimate victory.